What's up, everybody? Now, today's episode is all about me sharing two really cool takeaways of the technical aspect of our business, and it really does go down to our website. Okay, so it's some stuff that probably you guys have seen, and you've gone on people's websites and you've gone, how do you do that? Or that's cool, or you go, not sure about that one. So this episode today is going to go through some bits and bobs I can share with you about these real technical aspects about the business and what we've been working on today. So let's get the theme song on, and I'll see you in the episode. So the big question is this: if you were starting your first online business with no audience, no customers, no group, no following, completely from scratch, how would you actually do that? What steps would you need to take? I want to share with you my young entrepreneur journey as I get to launch my first ever online business for the first time. So that's the question. This podcast is the answer. My name is Kane Pointing, and welcome to the Young Entrepreneur's Secrets Podcast. Let's have some fun. What's up, everybody? It's Kane, and I'm back again for another episode for today, which is going to be so cool. Today's episode is a bit more of the technical aspect of our business. That's what I've been sort of focused on today, the technical aspect of the business. I've been working on the website, but more specifically, I've been working on the part where people are actually searching for us, okay? So like the domains, the URLs and that sort of stuff. So today's podcast episode, we'll have a bit of technobabble in there. Technobabble, some like advanced terminology. So there'll be points where you guys think, oh, what is that? But don't worry, I will sort of give you a nice simple version as I go through the episode today. So today I'm going to be sharing two key takeaways that I sort of learned today when creating our pages and our web pages for when people view them and go on there. Okay. So takeaway number one is why our domain needs to be relevant to what the actual person expects. Now, what I mean by this is, we need to choose the right domain for the person who goes on our website or our web page, and it actually, when they look at it, they go, oh, that makes sense. Okay. It suits what we do, and what we're all about. Okay. So they're not going to go on something and go, oh, I'm confused. Okay. This is important because the customer will get confused, and they will actually leave if your page doesn't make sense and it's confusing for them. Okay, so for example, if they start typing in Kane Pointing, they go on your iPhone or iMac and they go www.kanepointing.com and they click it, and it goes to some other guy, some other guy with a different face, different name. They're like, this is weird. It's going somewhere else. Okay, that doesn't make sense, and they'll just get confused and they'll leave. Okay. So my main takeaway about this one today is, when we create our website or our web pages, our sales pages, anything like that, where we have, where it says like kanepointing.com, it could say your own name.com, .co.uk, whatever. When you have that bit at the top, it needs to be relevant to what you do, what suits you, what niche you're in, whatever that stuff. Okay, it needs to suit what you are, what you are doing, what they expect. Okay, so the person that goes on there and they're like, oh yeah, I'm typing this in. If we type www.apple.com, we expect something from Apple. So if we go on there, we expect something from something about sausages. You're like, what? Okay, this is wrong. Okay, that's not right, and they'll leave and they'll go. Okay, so we want to make sure that when our customer or our person goes on our website or any pages that we have, they want to trust it and go, oh, that makes sense. Okay, so if they type kanepointing.com in, it comes up and it sees my face, like boom, that's Kane's face, and I can see him. He's got the Young Entrepreneur Secrets podcast, that sort of stuff. So it makes sense. It suits what that person is all about. Okay, they go, oh yeah, that guy there, that makes sense. That'll be Kane. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's got his podcast. Blah 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 blah. Okay, but if they go on there and it's not, it's bad. Okay, so if they go on there and it's not about what they're meant to know about, it's bad because they'll leave. Okay, and then what happens is they don't trust that site. They think they've done something wrong, or they're going to get scammed, and then it's like boom, it goes downhill. Okay, so thumbs down for that one. Okay, so trust can be lost in the in that part, that particular part. So if you don't set the right domain for what the person expects, trust can be lost. Okay. But the domain part is, when you have www. and you type it in your browser, so www.canepointing.com, the actual domain you can buy, like the canepointing.com part. You can buy that whole thing and you can personalize it to whatever you're doing, your own name, your own business, whatever that sort of stuff is. So that particular key takeaway is, when you do your own domain, you get your own domain, make sure that when you buy your own domain, it's actually relevant to what you want to use it for or what you do, okay? Because if people think you're going to tell them about a summit and it's not about a summit, it's about something else, they're going to be like, this doesn't make sense, I've done something wrong. And they'll leave, and they'll go, and you won't see them ever again, okay? So make sure when you select your domain, it's actually relevant to the topic and what the person will actually expect, okay? So that is takeaway number one, all right? Now, takeaway number two, this one, I'm sure you guys have seen this one before when you're on your iPhones and you're like shopping for clothes or just generally online, shopping for MacBooks and that sort of stuff. And you see like the green, I call it the green padlock of awesomeness, okay? The green padlock of awesomeness. Now, what I mean by this is it's the green padlock at the top of your browser, okay? And it's like, it says the site you're on is secure, okay? This is important because it shows people your site or the site that they're on, is actually secure, and that they can trust it. Okay, that they're not going to get scammed out of it and that sort of thing. So when we do our own, our own pages, is I want to make sure that when our people come through, our women come through and they go on our summit page, or those guys, we want to make sure that they see the secure. Like, boom, we can brag. Like, we have a green padlock of awesomeness. Okay, it's like our site is secure. They're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, okay, I can trust you guys now. Because the main part about this key takeaway is, a lot of people will get nervous and won't trust a page if they don't have the amazing padlock of awesomeness. Okay, so if they don't have that, they don't trust it. They go, oh, it's a bit weary. They're like, oh, a bit scared. I don't like this. Don't like it. Okay, and they'll probably leave, and they get a bit frightened. I'm going to tell you a story about that in a second. So it's important when we create our page, that we give that amazing green padlock of awesomeness. Okay, we put it on there. Make sure our site is secure, because you don't want to cause problems, don't want to cause doubt in people's minds, thinking, oh, I'm not too sure if this is real. And that could be with a $5 product, $50 product, a $100 product, $500 product, $1,000 product, even a £10,000 product, okay, or even pounds, okay, however it's in. But people want to make sure that they're on a secure site. Okay, so when you go on my site, at canepointing.com, you'll see I've got the green padlock of awesomeness. Okay, like, it's secure. Okay, that guy that I'm typing in will actually go to his address. It's not someone else's address. That is actually secure. So, making sure that when you guys get yours, or, when we do ours, is we want to make sure we get our padlock on there, because it will sort of build the trust with the person who they're reviewing, who it could be a possible customer, or someone who's going on our site. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story about when in our own businesses. So we have, if you already don't know, you're new to this episode, it's your first episode. I manage a couple of our businesses for my mum and dad, and we have like a laser gaming sort of thing and a high ropes course all outside. It's like a big adventure park. Due to COVID, it's all closed, but we have a nationwide hire company, okay, which is so cool. Okay, you can actually hire laser tag equipment that gets delivered to your door. Like, how cool is that? That's freaking awesome. Okay, so it's like Call of Duty, but like in real life. And basically, with this lady, she went on our website first of all. Okay, so she went on our website. She typed our domain, which was www.lasertaghire.co.uk. Makes sense, yeah, makes sense. So she was expecting laser tag that she could hire. So she went on there and she's like, okay, cool, I'm going to get some of this. And the first thing she saw was, it's not secure. She went, oh, that's not secure. So this is what she said on the phone. So she rang me up. She's like, Kane. And she didn't say Kane. She rang like, hello. I was like, yeah, Kane here. And she was like, on your website, it says it's not secure. And I was like, oh, that's a bit weird, because, our web guys always make sure, it's all tickety-boo and it's all happy days. She's like, yeah, no, it's coming up as not secure. Like, are you guys actually legit? Like, already she was questioning, like, she didn't really trust us. She was like, are you guys actually legit? I was like, yeah, we've, that's still a story of, we've been doing it since 2002. The first like outdoor laser tag people to provide outdoor laser tag since 2002. So we sort of know what we're doing. But no, we get the web guys on that straight away, because obviously we don't want to cause any problems with anybody. We want to make sure that you guys actually so your website is actually secure. She's like, oh, okay. And then I had to sort of calm her down a little bit. I was like, yeah, we deal with a lot of people. Like, I work with people from McDonald's, from Facebook. I've done, movie premieres for people. I've even had clients who are movie stars, like A-list movie stars, who are lovely people that have got my phone number. So I speak to these people. For her, it was like, she went on our website, she typed lace tag hiring, and we sell products. Like, we're not cheap, okay? We're like the most expensive out there. So we have like a £300, lace tag hire kit for like a day. Then we have a £400 one, and we have like a £500 one. So it's like we have really expensive equipment because we are the best. And with that, she saw these big high prices, but she saw the not secure thing. She's like, hasn't got the green padlock of awesomeness on. Oh my God. Okay, so to her, that's not secure. And she was about to part, 300, 400 or 500 pounds of her own hard-earned money with us. And not seeing that green padlock could have possibly, missed us a sale. And that's like £400, that's a lot of money. So it's like, when we make our own sites, is we want to put that green padlock of awesomeness on. So to her, it was, lucky enough, we include a phone number so she could call, people any questions, then we update our website. But for her, it was, she was very uneased. Okay, she's like, this doesn't make sense. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, and to her, she could have possibly not bought, and bought a package with us. Lucky enough, when I was on the phone to her, she had a couple of questions anyway, so I was able to speak to her. But that padlock thing threw her off. That was, whoa. That's the alarm bells. And she possibly could have gone with someone else. She could have paid, 300, 400, 500 pounds with someone else. And we don't want that. Is when we build our website, make sure it's secure. Got the green padlock of awesomeness on there, because that green padlock of awesomeness is like a marketing tool. Okay, it's like, yes, we want to brag that we got a secure website. Yeah, hell yeah, we got a secure website. Like, we don't brag about that. People will feel this is not real. This is a scam. Okay, so when we're asking someone to pay like 300, 400, 500 pounds for a day for some lace tag equipment, they want to make sure that your site is secure and that they can trust you. And that thing almost possibly could have lost us a sale. So that's why our web guys pretty much changed it in the afternoon and got it sorted. So it was boom, it was secure straight away, and more people could come through. So that's a little story with that one. So when you guys make your own website, and that's why I'm doing all any other pages I do, I always make sure our domains are 100% secure, our web pages on there, because it puts the customer at ease. But also for us, it's like we get to brag. Yeah, we've got a secure website. Yeah, we're not numpties. We've got secure websites because, we're the best. So, that's what you guys want to be able to brag about. So let's just quickly recap our key takeaways. So key takeaway number one, why our domains need to be relevant. Okay, because if people go onto a website and they expect cane pointing and they see some lady about selling handbags, they're like, oh, this is not relevant. Okay, this is something wrong. I'm confused. I'm going to go. Okay, it's like, no. Okay, make sure it is relevant. The domain that you buy, make sure it is relevant to what you do or what you want the person to view that page to expect. Okay, key takeaway number two is the green lock of awesomeness. Make sure you have the green lock of awesomeness on your web pages, because if they don't, it will throw people off. Okay, so make sure you have the green lock of awesomeness, because if people don't, what happens? You could possibly lose sales. Okay, so make sure you've got the green lock of awesomeness on there. When you do your website, or if you've already got one, go get it on there. Okay, because you need it on there. That's why I make sure that when we do our pages, we have more on there. So guys, that's the two key takeaways for today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed day 3 about the technical aspect of our business, and about the domains and URLs and those little cool little things that could actually possibly cost you money. Okay, people could actually leave and it could be a little change of get a green padlock when it says secure. When it's having not secure, you're like, no, it needs to be secure. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that one. It's helped you, and have a great day. Yes, it's a little bit late this evening, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. So guys, I'll speak to you all tomorrow for day 4, which is going to be so cool. So guys, have a great one. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, guys. I hope what I've shared with you today has helped you and really inspired you in your young entrepreneurial journey. If this episode did help you today, feel free to tag me in your biggest takeaways, aha moments, and let me know how much you love this by leaving a 5-star review. Or even if you want to share it with like-minded young entrepreneurs who you think might benefit the podcast, feel free to do so. You're thinking, I want to get instant notifications when the new episodes drop. You can hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified when I drop them. Once again, guys, thank you so much for listening. And remember, you are one true young entrepreneur in the making. And I'll speak to you in the next episode.